It's no secret that photos are super important, especially when selling products online. Once a buyer finds you in search, which is half the battle, by the way, the next step is convincing them to purchase with the quality of your photos and how you present your item that you're selling. This usually comes down to quality and how your item is represented and perceived by them. Today, I want to give you 5 photo hacks that will help you be victorious in your battle for more Etsy customers. Let's go. Hey everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to the Handmade and Beyond podcast. I'm your host, LL, your guide to help you with your Etsy business, to hopefully help you start, build, and grow your business and get it to the level that you want to get it to and reach your goals and all that good stuff. I'm glad to have you guys back as usual. I'm glad you're here, ready to dive in, ready to learn, ready to take action in your business, because that is the way that you move things forward. Is you take what I'm teaching you and you go and apply it to your business, and then you come back for more the next video. So I'm glad to be back with you, hanging out. Hopefully things are going well for you as we are already launching through 2023. I want to today I want to talk about a really important topic, which is photography. And this is something that I think probably either you hate it or you love it. It's one of those things that a lot of people struggle with early on in their journey. It's like how to take good photos. They don't really like it, or they're not sure how to do it, so they don't apply a lot of time and energy into it. And in return, your business really suffers, and it really hinders you getting the early momentum that you need in order to translate that to sales. It really kind of prevents that from happening. Most people will not buy from shops with terrible photography. That's just the way that it is. So you may know that you have a really good product and it's awesome. It looks awesome. It does its job. It's really nice, but unless you're conveying that through your photography and now video, because Etsy does allow you to have video, but today I'm going to talk about photography specifically. Unless you're conveying the quality and how good it is, what it's used for, and all that stuff in the photography in the right way, people are not going to buy from you, which in return will hurt your ranking in search. Your item will start to be shown to less and less people. So the first part of the battle is SEO, getting your items in front of people where they're finding you in search. But then the second part of the battle is photography. So if your items are getting seen and shown, which is awesome, then people aren't clicking and aren't buying because of your terrible photography. Then your item's going to get thrown back further and further in search. Eventually, no one's going to see it because it's not even going to get shown. So it's all part of the process of getting found and getting people to click, favorite, and buy your item. So this is a big part of that process. Is once people find your stuff, you want to make sure that they're clicking and ultimately buying, and that comes down to how they're perceiving and seeing your item within Etsy. So today I'm going to give you 5 hacks, 5 things that you should be doing to make sure that you're capitalizing on your photos that you're showing to your customers. It's really, really important. All right, before we get started, I have something for you guys. I like to pair episodes with really good resources to help you with your businesses, and this is no different. I have an Etsy photography guide, which goes perfect with this episode. I created it for you guys because I am doing this episode. It has the resources and tips to help you have better, more strategic photos so that you can get people that come to your listings to actually buy, engage them with your photos. So you can get that at handmadeandbeyond.com/photo guide. Get it. Of course, it's free. Download it. Use it as a quick reference guide. There's different resources on there to help you guys with your photos. So make sure you guys download that. And let's dive into today's episode. All right. So the first one, diving right in, the first one is quality and quantity. All right. Usually it's like quality over quantity, or vice versa. It's both. Both are important when it comes to Etsy. You have 10 photo spots in your listings that you should be using. And you shouldn't be just throwing up random photos to fill those spots. This is where quality comes into play. So quantity, fill up all 10 spots if possible. Quality, make sure they're good quality photos that you're putting in there that represent your item well. And that usually comes down to good lighting. Is your product easily visible? Make sure your product's not cut off. You're only showing like a quarter of your product, or the sides are missing. A lot of people crop their items too much. Show your item in use? Is it demonstrable? Is it something that people use? Show it in action. All angles of your item. Don't just show the front. Make sure you're showing the back, side, top. All angles, if applicable, depending on what you're selling. Show your item in a lifestyle setting. Show it being in use. If it's a shelf, show it hanging on the wall with plants on it. You know what I mean? If it's a shirt, show it being worn. Show it in use so people can visualize it. People are very visual people. It's hard for them to imagine. That's why in real estate, spending an extra couple grand staging your house if it's empty will get you 5 to 10 times the return, because people will buy your house quicker. They'll be able to visualize themselves in your house, where the furniture is going to go, how it's going to be used. They can picture themselves in it and like, oh, I really want this house. Otherwise, it's a blank slate and they just have no clue, and it doesn't look as appealing. So you're fulfilling the visual representation part of the human brain. And the other way to think of it is, you may think your photo is good, but you forget that when people are searching for items, there's 50 to 100 other photos that are popping up. They're scrolling through. So unless your photo is catching their eye, they're going to keep on scrolling. You're competing with all the other shops out there, all the other items out there. People aren't just landing and looking at your photo. They're looking at your photo, which is this big, with hundreds of other photos that are this big. So that's why it's really, really important to make sure your photo looks good, not only by itself, but as a little photo like this. Take a step back. How does it look small? Is it still eye-catching? Does it still represent the item well? All right, that's number one. Number two is remove the background of your item. A lot of websites such as Amazon, eBay, they really are pushing this. Amazon's been pushing this for a long time. You can't even sell something on Amazon without a white background. So there's a reason for that, because with a white background, it showcases your item. Nothing gets lost, nothing gets muddy. You can easily see your item, what it is clearly, because it's white on the background. This doesn't mean that you can't accent your item with accessories or different things in the picture, but remove the background, and even those accessories will pop out along with the item. So this is what I highly suggest you move towards. Now, don't get me wrong. There's backgrounds that are fine. They're not as, maybe they're blurred backgrounds and your item still pops out. The lighting's really light. There's ways to do it where it still looks good, but I think the easiest thing to do is just remove the background altogether. The biggest mistake that I see with photos when it comes to Etsy is people try to do too much in their photos. They put all these things in the background. They stage it with all these items, and the background's super busy. And like I said before, when you're looking at that picture that's this small, you can't see. You have no idea what it is. It just looks like a jumbled mess. So you just keep scrolling by because you're like, I don't know, this doesn't look good. It's not going to grab my eye. It's like if someone takes a picture of a yard sale table. It's like, who knows what they're selling? There's all kinds of jumbled stuff in there. There may be some good stuff, but looking at it real quick, I have no idea. So I'm going to keep moving on. Don't want that to happen with your photography. So I suggest removing your background. You can do it really easy now. There's a lot of apps that you can do it. I think Photo Leap is one of them. There's if you do a search, you can do it. If you want to do it on your phone, I highly suggest Canva, the pro version of Canva. I'll drop a link below. You can remove your background, and it's really accurate. It does a really good job, and you can adjust it. It's if it doesn't remove everything completely, or some colors blend together, you can erase certain parts of it. So it's really easy to use. It's literally one click and it removes your background. And then you can add shadows and different things like that, so it pops out among the white, so it doesn't look flat. So you can do that all in Canva, but I think it really helps your item pop out with the white, clean background. All right. That is number 2. Number 3 is alt text. A lot of people don't even know what the heck this is. This is the ability to add keywords in text form in your pictures. All right. So if you go to your picture section of your listing, there's 10 picture spots. If you hover over your picture, you'll see a little pencil there. That when you click on the pencil, there'll be a little paragraph box, and you can add in alt text, basically keywords describing your picture. So you want to describe what your picture is showing. You can use sentence form. Just write it so it makes sense. It's basically for the seeing impaired, so they can there's software and phones and stuff that will, when they click on a picture, it'll describe to them what that is. But what it also does is it helps categorize those keywords in the algorithm, as far as Google uses that. The Etsy algorithm uses that. So it's another way to add in high quality keywords in your listing that the search engines will pick up on. So it is a service for the seeing impaired, but it is also a service for getting your items to rank with additional keywords. So make sure you're doing that. You don't have to do it for all of your pictures. I would say at a minimum, do it for your main picture that's showing, because that is where people are going to find it in search. That is the most important one. If you want to take the extra time and do it for all of them, you can. But I would just do it for one or two. I don't think it's necessary to do it for every single one, but any way to get additional keywords in your listing, I think will ultimately help you out and help your items rank better, help you get found more. Each keyword is a line in the water that will hopefully get you to catch more fish. I was about to say that really weird. Every line in the water is a chance to catch another fish, and another fish is a sale. And that's what we're trying to do. Get as many lines in the water as possible so we can catch as many fishes as possible and have a big old fish fry, a big old payout on Etsy. Wow, it's starting to sound really, really country. Now I'm talking about fish fries and all that stuff. All right, so that is number 3. That brings us to number 4, which is, if you need, this is a great hack. If you need more photo spots, which sometimes happens, where you have, maybe you offer a bunch, like 10 different colors or 5 different colors, and you're like, well, I only have 10. By the time I'm showing every angle and my item in use or in a natural setting, I'm running out of photo spots to show the rest of the colors. Use Canva to edit a single photo and make a collage. All right, you can do that in Canva. You can put multiple things in one photo and save it, and then upload that into one photo spot. So you can do, say you sell 10 different bracelet colors. You can put, and you have a single picture of each bracelet color. Well, you crop each bracelet color and you put it in one, you put it in 1,000 by 1,000 pixel picture, and you edit it in Canva and save that. Boom, with one picture, you can display all 10 of your bracelet colors. You're not having to use a single picture for all that. And it's probably better anyways, because when people click on that, they can see the comparison of all the colors with one picture. So you can create collages in Canva really easy, which will save you some picture space, and also make it better, more customer service friendly, because you're displaying stuff together. You're displaying the options together. So it's a great way, an easy way to get more photo spots by creating collages. Again, I love Canva. They've gotten better and better every year I've used them. And they're a great resource for online sellers. All right. Number 5 is, you can think about your photo spots a little bit differently than just photos. You can add important info that you want people to see that may be buried in your description, or buried in somewhere else in your listing. You can put that in your photo section. Chances are people will look through all your photos. Chance of them reading your entire description is probably very, very slim. People don't like to read very much. They like to look at pictures and make your decision from there. That's another reason why it's important to have good pictures. But just because you have photos doesn't mean you can't add text to your photos. Other important details, such as like ordering instructions, features, benefits. You can put that in a photo, and with maybe describing how your item works, a picture of how your item works, and maybe a quick instruction guide. Use quick, catchy phrases. Don't write a paragraph of stuff in your photo. People aren't going to read that, But if you like, hey, instructions of use, or this is best used here, or little quick catchy phrases with a photo describing it, or maybe there's special ordering instructions because you're running out of variable space or variation space. Like, here's how to order. Real quick hits, real quick wins. So this is, it's important to add important stuff there. Quick text, quick phrases, but don't add stuff in your photos section that takes them away from Etsy or takes them away from your page. Try not to do that unless it's absolutely necessary for you to do so. Maybe something that you can't put on Etsy. You want it on your own website, you can put that in your photo section. But otherwise, don't have links to social media. Don't have things that really take them away from the Etsy page and your page specifically. We don't want them to see a squirrel like a dog and run away and not come back, because that's what will ultimately happen if you distract them from buying. Everything that goes in your photos should lead them to buying your item. If it doesn't do that, keep it out of there. So you don't want them to run to Facebook, because you know what happens when they go to Facebook. They may start to go to Facebook to look at something for you, and then their friend got engaged, or it's Nana's birthday or whatever happens, and they forget all about you and they don't come back. I know it sucks that they forget all about you and you're not the first priority, but unfortunately, the world is full of distractions, especially on social media. So keep that out of there. It's not going to do you any good. The amount of times that people leave and come back and buy is very, very slim. So use it to your advantage, but be strategic about it as well, and thinking about, how it is being used. But that is it. Those are the 5 hacks to hopefully help you out and give you better photos. And I have something else for you guys. I have an Etsy photography guide with resources and tips to better help you with photos on Etsy, so you can attract those customers, get them to click, get them to buy. You guys can get that at handmadeandbeyond.com/photo guide. Download it. It's a quick reference guide to give you extra resources. Of course, it's free. You can have it as a quick hit guide to give you the resources you need, different links to different apps and tips on there to make sure that you're getting the most out of your photos on Etsy, because it may not be your best, your most favorite, but it is super, super important. So make sure you go there, download that guide today. But that is it, guys. Hopefully that helps you out, especially when it comes to photos, so you can have awesome photos for your existing listings, and any new listings. Use this information to your advantage. I assure you it will 100% help you guys out. But I'll be back soon with another episode for you. Have an amazing rest of your day.